Let's talk about the secant line versus the tangent line. I want you to look at this graph that we have on the left here, this figure 2.6. Okay. Now, the first thing I want you to notice is that we have this sort of, I don't know, dark blue curve here that looks like an S. I'm going to label that in black. This is our curve y is equal to f of x. Okay. The next thing I want to draw your attention to is we have 2 points. We have a f of a right there. We have x f of x right here. These are 2 points that live on this curve y is equal to f of x. Okay, so a secant to the function f of x through these 2 points that we're talking about, a f of a and x f of x, this is a line connecting the points. Okay, and one of the things that we care about is we care about calculating the slope of this line. So remember, the slope of a line is given by delta y, which is the change in the y values, divided by delta x, which is the change in the x values. So when you look at our 2 points up above there, the y values are going to be f of x and f of a, so we should subtract those in the numerator. And the x values are going to be x and a, so we should subtract those from the denominator. And what we want to do is we want to basically take this x point and we want to start moving it closer and closer to a. So when I take this x and I move it closer and closer to a, we want to see what happens. And the idea of this picture is you start off at the first x, you move it to that dark green x, now you've got a steeper looking, I guess that's a green line, and then when you move it all the way to a, so x and a overlap, then you get this line that we call the tangent line. Okay, so if I scroll back down to my notes over here, what we're saying is if you move the point x f of x closer and closer to a f of a, then the secant lines approach a line called the tangent line. Now I want to emphasize this idea of moving the point x f of x closer and closer to a f of a. All right, this this idea leads us to a mathematical object called a limit. And this limit is like the first big idea we have in calculus. So we will look at examples of this idea in class when we meet together. They call this process of moving this x closer and closer to a, and then, trying to understand the slope of this tangent line right here. They call that solving the tangent problem. All right, everyone. We'll do the examples in class. Take care.